Hi, this is Stella. Welcome to my video. Today I'm going to make a little, what would you call it, album folio journal. Or maybe just album journal. I'm going to mix the two together. Okay, let me show you firstly what I'm going to do. I've designed these and printed them out myself from graphics I purchased and have been given permission to use. So we've got Rise and Shine. We're going to do a farmland theme, farm animals. So we've got Rise and Shine with some nice graphics there, nice cloudy sky, nice hens, hearts, eggs for sale. I'm just trying to read that, 5 cents an egg. And there's a nice border piece. There's some pretty sheep. I love that green. That's really gorgeous. A black and white cow. And a duck. And here we've got a little piggy and a cow. Oh, that looks like a donkey or a horse. Lots of little things happening on that one. Rabbit jumping over some carrots or some flowers. Go around. More hearts. And this one, this is my own graphics. Printed them out in white on the pink. And that's just a little bit of a farmyard fence with a cat and some flowers. You can't see it clearly on the screen, but it looks really nice. Just quite subtle. And the same with the green one. That's my wheelbarrow with some flowers in it. Then we got some stripes. That didn't work out so well, so I just printed my stripes on the back of that. So I could use some of this. It's just got a little bit of illumination here and there, which I hadn't meant to put in. Anywho, we've got a nice little piglet with some hay and some pumpkins, sunflowers. Really pretty. Some more stripes. I didn't realise I had 2 stripes. And I've got some borders here. And then we've got this one, which is almost like a patchwork quilt. This one I could use it as a whole sheet to cover something, or I could cut it up for little booklets. Got options, and there's some more borders and some little booklets here, and some more little booklets. Okay, so that's my paper. Some of them have been printed borderless and some have not. So the later ones that are recently printed will need to be cut back. So that's them. Okay, and I've cut out a little journaling book. Put some lines only on the outside, nothing there. Okay, and I'm using box board 900 GSM. Not normally what I would use. I usually have been using lately 1100 GSM, but I thought I would try the lighter one because the other one is rather heavy. Okay, and that is about 1.5 millimeter thick. Yep, 1.5 millimeter thick. Okay, I've got 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 6.5, front and back. And then I've got my spine, which is 3/4 of an inch by 6.5. here I've got my cover papers. That's for the spine and the front and the back. So I just measured equally around the box board and then just cut it to size. With the spine, I cut the border around the sides just a tad bigger because I'm using that lay flat method of cover. I'm sure you've seen it around. I think it was Tamra that came up with it. Tamra from Country Craft Creations. Okay, so I've got a wider piece on the sides. Right, and this piece is 10 by 6 5/8, which is going to go on the inside once I've put the cover together. I may need to trim the 10 a little bit. It was just my guesstimate at the time. Okay, now what we're going to do is, let me just show you the plan. The plan is, we're going to have our booklet in the centre, like that, and it's going to have I just had this piece of cotton fabric and I've just torn it to strips, 2 strips. They're about 3/4 of an inch, maybe not, maybe 5/8. Yeah, about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to use that to put my journal inside. Then I've got another piece for my closure. Okay, and then either side here we're going to have waterfalls. So I'm going to have 7 for each side. Now these are 4 inches by 3.5. Okay, and I've scored down the 3.5 at 1/2 inch. So 4 inches long, wide, 4 inches by 3.5, and score there. So I've got 14 of them. I'm hoping I can fit 7 on each side, but we'll see as we go. Might have to make it 6. Not sure. We'll just see how we go. Now this, I measured this to be I don't have a straight ruler this one's broken, but hang on, I could probably use that. If I start at 10, okay, this is 15 centimeters long and 10.5 wide. So 10.5, that would be 21 inches across that. Let's just double check. Yep. So I just worked with my Word program and did that, and I could fit 2 on an A4 sheet, and then I just cut them up, trimmed them off. So just a little bit of work there, that's okay. And my glue, my favourite glue, as you can see, this bottle is so well used. It's real grotty. And some score tape, not score tape, just double-sided tape. Okay, let's start. I'm going to keep that up so that I can just keep viewing it, the sizes for the moment. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go round on a border. This is real cheap tape. I mean, it's still got the strength of the one I normally use, which is Express It. You get that here in Australia at Spotlight. I just haven't been able to get Spotlight to resupply, so I just bought this locally. It is extremely strong, but just very loose. Okay, I've got my little pokey tool. Let's remove the backing. I do like to put a bit of glue in as well. Just put that little bit in, and then we'll center this as best we can. If we're a little bit crooked, I'm not going to cry over it. My cutting is crooked in the first place. Spread that glue out. Give it a good buffing. Oh, the paper I'm using is, the cardstock is, I cut it from an A3 sheet of 200 GSM. It's kind of my favourite to use, 200. I've been known to use 300 GSM as well, depending on the project. And I buy this from Officeworks here in Australia. Okay, let's just fold all these over. That's where we want it to go. And I'm just going to take off the corners, but I'm going to leave a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch there, that's going to cover that point. Might not need that much, but best have too much than too little. Okay, I'll just use glue. You can use tape if you wish, and in fact you can use both. Square that up nicely, tuck that little bit in. You've probably seen me do this before, so you could fast forward doing these. I would love to hear your comments, what you think, and maybe subscribe. Yeah, it's a little bit off there, but you ain't gonna see it. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, that's one. Okay, I'll do the others, the other side off camera, and then I'll be back before you even blink. Okay, I'm back. Done all these, or these two. Okay, I'll put that in the center there. And again, we're going to press down here. Just do it gently at the moment. Tell it where we want it to go. Okay, now I'm going to just cut. Just cut those corners off. Right, first up, let's just put some glue on there. And fold that over. And this side. Okay, you'll see I've got a little nub there, which I'm going to trim. Just get some smaller scissors. Just going to trim that little nub just a little. Got one on this side, I think. Just okay. Now what I want to do is just put a run of glue down there. Just do one side at a time. And then I want to push that in to the side. See, we've got that nice ridge there. Again. I'm still waiting on something to come for my Fairy Realm album that I'm doing. So it'll be a little while before I can finish that. Plus my daughter's going to be making me something from resin to add to it. Okay, so there is our spine. Now what we need to do, we're going to fit them either side like that. So first up, I'm going to put some glue on this flap, nowhere near that little cliff I've created. So stay away from that by about 1/8 of an inch. That will be taken care of. Flip this over, and one strip almost at the edge. Okay. Make sure top and bottom are matching up. Push down. Flip it over and do some really good burnishing there. And then you can see we have a beautiful, beautiful fold there. Push it nicely up against that little ridge. And some more burnishing. Perfect. I just have a little bit of overhang there, which I'm just going to snip off. Our 10 by 6 5/8, and I kind of knew it was going to be too big, so what I'm going to do now is mark out where I want it so close to the edge, maybe 1/16 of an inch from the edge. So I'll just get my pencil, mark that where I want to cut it, and there. So I'm just going to use the ruler rather than the cutting machine. Whoops. Looks pretty straight to me. Then me and straight don't always go together. Let's see how we go. Oh, look. Look, so happy. So happy. Let's just double check. That side. And of course we may have to trim a little bit more, because once we fold it, it might pop up like that. See what I mean? So we're going to do it one piece at a time. Okay, I'll cover my what do you call it, penciling there. I really would have liked to have got some a cartridge from a Xyron sticking machine, because it is just so easy to get the glue on the back of a sheet of paper, just running it through that. But gee whiz, pricing it recently in Australia, what was the last price I saw? From $115 for 40 feet of sticky paper. Incredible. Okay, now I'm going to go along the sides. First up, let me just mark where my spine is. There, whoops. There, and seriously, I don't see that. And there. Because I want these completely covered, right across where that line is, down the middle, and right across there. Buying it by the sheet. I think I said in my last video I bought one A5 size, 5 sheets, $12.95. It died of my leg in the ear. I mean, seriously, I know everything is expensive in Australia, but craft items, and what people in America would pay for Jim Holtz products, we pay much more. That's not a universal price all over, unfortunately. It's just ludicrous. Makes it hard for us, you know, because when we're selling our products we have to account for that, so we have to charge more, which is anywho, let's not bitch about it. Right, okay, we'll start at this end. Let's just take some tape up, take that one up, and that one, I'm going to take that one up. Then I'm going to go to here and just pull this down a little. See how sticky it is? Let's go down to there. Looking at my my little farmland papers, I'm wishing now that I had added some sunflowers. Sunflowers and farming just seem to go together. I might just add another sheet. See how I go. Because I have some already made, just for a previous thing, but never thought to include them. Okay, let's go. So if I go there, match up those sides. They look pretty straight to me. Okay. Now we're just going to take off a few more. Excuse me, the tape backing is a poor quality, but the tape itself is brilliantly sticky. Okay, let's just go that far. Although we should be completely straight here. Some overhang. My gosh, I don't think I've ever been so straight since I started crafting. Woohoo! Okay, we can all come off now. I could have gone straight for the patterned paper, but I prefer to have the extra strength of this cover paper. This is just the right size to go into a handbag, little brag book, mums, nanas, grandmas, to show off the little chicklets. And I have the most beautiful great grandbabies that I like to show off. Burnishing happening here, but everything's stuck down. Just gently, I'm just gliding over there, I'm not pushing, just gliding. That's all. Same thing here. Just gliding it, because you only need it to go to that angle. That's the way it'll close and then lay flat, so you don't need it to meet up there. It's not necessary. As long as it lays flat, the opening, that's cool. Right, let me just put my thing in there. Okay, let's choose the papers, because my waterfall is substantially shorter. It's about a ½ an inch shorter than the back. We want something that's going to go around the border. So I'm saving that one, I think, for the front. Chickens. I think I'm going to go with one of those stripy ones. Oh, hearts. There we go. Decision made. One's going to be that, one's going to be that. Okay, so let's measure. Measure as we go. That's my motto. And sometimes I get it wrong. A lot of times I get it wrong, let's be honest. we don't want it to go anywhere near that. We want it to be 1/8 of an inch away from there. So we are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by, what is that, 6 1 3/8. 4 1/4 by 6 3/8. Let's see how that works. Want it going that way or that way? I think we want it. I think we want it going across this way. So this is going to be the 4 1/4 one. 4 1/4. That's the width. By 6 3/8. Okay, before I do this other one, I'm just going to check. Brilliant, love it. So, this is directional, so we've got to go with 4 and, what did I say it was? 4 1/4. No, we're going by 6 3/8. That's the length of it. And the width is 4 1/4. Border it first. That way there's no danger of the edges coming up with use. I would hate that. One down there, hey diddle diddle. Really good burnishing. Push that glue into the paper. And we are going to use a bit of glue as well. Lovely. Let's do the back as well, since we're here in the neighbourhood. I need to do some YouTube studying. I need to study how to do my own fast forwarding when I do repetitive tasks, but I'm just not quite sure where to go for that kind of learning. I find that sometimes on YouTube itself they go too fast and you can't get a grasp of it. If only I could hire a teacher. But who can afford that? So I could probably just do a quick little video and play around with it. Not a public one, just play around. I guess that's the best way to learn, is just to jump in. But I do like a little bit of footwork first, you know. Why didn't I take that one? Okay. This one. Get off me. Okay, before I do anything, I'm just going to make a reminder that I've got to put a ribbon on here, because I can forget. Okay, now we are going to put our waterfalls on. Let's see how many fit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7. But I am going to take it up a notch. So let's put that away for now, and let's just grab a ruler and measure for our matting. Okay, remember this is now 4 inches by 3 because we've folded over our 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to make it 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Let me just write that down. Memory's not that great. 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Now we have to choose our papers. Leave that one. Now this is probably where you would want to fast forward me. While I do this, or I can I'll pause. Okay, so I'm just going to pause till I've cut them out, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and I did find a sunflower one. So I printed it out, and I'm going to use that for my last one. 2 7/8 with 3 7/8 wide. So here's all our pieces. So what I'm going to do is just round off these corners. You don't have to watch me do this either, you can scoot past. I'm going to be 5 minutes, I expect. Now this range of papers that I designed has borders, and these, as I showed you, but I'm not going to be using them for this project because there's no room and it doesn't enter into the design aspect of it. But I think they're gorgeous papers. And I'll put the address down below where they can be purchased on my Australian website for download. I would love to know what you think of them. Very inexpensive to download. I purchased my graphics from Digital Craft Supplies, and I'll put that address down below as well if anybody wants to try and delve into designing their own. We're coming to the end. Okay, let's get rid of this little bits of rubbish. And that. Now, it would be so easy just to glue these So I'm thinking I might have a look at doing that. Just put my tiny little cap on for some more precise. I'm having troubles with the cap. Major troubles, as you can see. So perhaps we're not going to use it. We don't have to put much glue on, just a little. And center it there. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. That's better. Probably will be covering the inside as well. So I'll cut them out off camera once I've finished these. Truth to tell, I forgot about that side. You don't have to cover that side, but I like the papers so much that, you know, they've got to be shown off. So let's put them everywhere they need to go. Spread that glue around really, really well. I'm going to Melbourne on Sunday to visit my son. I bought him a pair of socks from my American shop. I want to hand deliver them. They've got his own personal artwork design on them, which I'm very proud of. He's a great abstract artist. I was going to go on Saturday, but he said that's his Sabbath and he prefers to be alone. and it's Sabbath, so Sunday is the day. I couldn't go during the week. Well, I mean, I could if I went by myself, but my daughter wants to come see her bro, and she works during the week, so the days are limited. I'm not a religious person myself, but I respect my son's beliefs. Me, I believe more in the Indian Sikh religion, and you'd have to look that up. I have had quite a bit of trouble getting my American site up and running, but I think it's all sorted now. Wow. If any of you work with paper, do you find that you get thirsty a lot? Oh, nice water. Working with paper and fabric, I do get thirsty. Hungry, not so much. I get told off by hubby if I do stuff for hours and don't eat, because then I get dizzy and shaky. I'm not diabetic or anything like that, so I don't know where that comes from. I suppose all these sort of things come with age. I mean, I am 70 something. I think I'm 72. Yeah, I am 70. Memory's not that bad. Going to Sydney in June. I've never been there. Been in this country for 52 years, 53 years, and never been to Sydney. Okay, now I could go and put these in the album now, but I'm going to cut out the back pieces and I'll be right back.